Bend the matrix. What is that? This is the boot camp for you. If you are struggling with a lot of really charged storylines, if you are really feeling far away from the goals and the dreams and the aspirations that you have, and you feel like there's a ton of resistance, uh, not just within yourself, but in the collective to get you to where you want to be, this is the boot camp for you if you are someone who feels very deeply about bigger collective issues that are going on. And what this boot camp does is it really breaks down how we generate our whole reality and how our brain generates our reality, and that everything that we perceive from our internal states, from our body, out into those bigger projectional news stories is still being generated by this mind projector. And how to essentially go into your personal matrix and pull energy out of storylines that are making you unhappy and making lots of people unhappy, and reinvest that energy into the heart and into creating new reality. So this is definitely a little bit deeper and more metaphysical. We really break down that creative consciousness. It's a little bit more of an advanced training in that sense. And you have to be ready to kind of take on energy in a bigger way. Bend the matrix requires a degree of accepting this is my reality and I am creating it. And if I seat in that power, then I can go in and bend the matrix. But in order to do that, you have to move into a broader sense of perception of yourself outside of the identification of the little me, the singular egoic identity, and into a much bigger, broader sense of consciousness. So you can kind of, in a sense, go in and bend your matrix to so your little me can experience something different. So we work with ideas of parallel realities. How do I dissolve the energy that is keeping me focused in this reality where maybe something I don't want is happening to have happening is happening, dissolve the resistance to sort of moving my consciousness into another parallel reality where which is more aligned with what I want. And when I was receiving the tools for this, an experiment that I did was with my football team. It was something that I could be excited about, but I wasn't overly attached about. And I was like, my football team hasn't won the grand final for 37 years. They hadn't even made it, I think, into the finals. And sure enough, that year they won the grand final, and they won a few after that. Now, I'm not saying I control the football team, but I landed my consciousness in the reality where the football team won. There's been several big works that I've done to test this before I would go out and sort of teach this to people. But it does require an ability to think about consciousness in a bigger way. It might not be the starting point boot camp to start with. You might want to start familiarizing yourself with uh, other aspects of how reality is created through energy before you take on Bend the Matrix. But if you feel ready to get in there and really start exploring new potentialities in your reality, and especially, as I said, if you've got a really charged situation and you just can't win it from your mind, you have to learn how to pull the energy out of the charge of that situation and put it into a new creation. And that's how you bend the matrix. So this one's for those who like to get down the rabbit hole, but it's a really cool one. It's a really fun one. And for people who want to raise the consciousness of the planet, a lot of what gives us that ability to shift reality on a broader level is an ability to go into the deeper collective programs that are actually generating those storylines that we don't want, and start to pull energy out of those storylines so we can take it and put it into a new collective reality. So it's a powerful one. Bend the matrix. Enjoy.